Kia ora, I'm John Gallas, Aotearoa New Zealand poet, and this is a short Meet the Author introductory video to my new book, Billy Nibs Buckshot, The Complete Works, which contains 200 tankas. I usually get lost if I waffle about poetry, so I've made a few notes, and I'll just say something about the title, because it's unusual, the contents, the context in my writing in general, and my intent, if there turns out to be one at all. So the title was originally going to be, Here They Come, 200 Tankers Delivering Goodness Fresh to Your Doorstep, a small, pardonable pun, but cycling around the wash one day, I was overtaken by an Asda delivery van whose mission statement was, unfortunately, exactly that. So we got rid of that. And the cover was going to be a cartoon of Mr. Foursquare, who's a chappie who advertised a New Zealand chain of supermarkets in the 1960s and 70s. And copyright was denied for that. So we had a fresh rethink and decided to go for Billy Nibs Buckshot, The Complete Works, as a kind of small dada joke. The title has nothing whatever to do with the contents. Billy Nibs Buckshot is not my alter ego, but I sort of just like westerns, and it's a good picture on the cover as well. The contents, well, that's very simple. It's 200 tankers, covering every topic from tramping in the bush to Thomas Hardy, fear of flying to Turkish shepherds, donuts to vampires, and war canoes to contracting rabies. The tankers are probably 50-50 New Zealand, England, as I am what you'd probably call a fairly happily divided soul and belong in both places. I chose the tanker because it's a nice 5-7-5-7-7 syllable, 5-line, very plain sort of jug in which to put the thoughts and feelings and ideas of a poem into. And I like poems in jugs because they take away my initial personal gush of thoughts and feelings, and the work that has to be done to make the poem fit the form makes for a nice bit of personal discipline. As for the context, my previous Carcanet book was The Ecstasy, which was a pretty untypically very, very personal me book of love poems in various forms. Very much of the thank you very much to John Donne kind. So this time I wanted to step back and even be personally absent from the poems. For instance, the use of I in this collection usually isn't me, or isn't necessarily me, or just isn't me. And I just use the one simple form, the tanka, for every poem. What's to come next is perhaps an extension of that idea of absenting myself, and I want to do it even more vigorously in what I'm writing now and what I hope will come next, which is a collection of 43 poems called Fork Flats, which depicts a small society of folks, and it's up to the reader to work out or sort out, like a poetry puzzle. And I, as a poet, will be then completely absent, because they will be small tales, and the reader will be paramount. Small note here, see Roland Barthes' essay, The Death of the Author. So Billy Nibs Buckshot is on the way to me withdrawing. So this brings us finally to the intent, if there is one. And I've just said that my intent in this Billy Nibs connection is that I have no intention at all in general. Perhaps to retire from my own poems and leave the reader free to make what they will of them, and so, in a way, eliminate any interpretative, scholarly, academic comment, need, or search for any type of meaning with a capital M. These tankas have no meaning. They are also unconnected with my own self as a poet, and they are not self-expression. This is why this introduction needed perhaps a little explanation. The tankas, I hope, are free just to be, and to be yours, the readers. So to finish with, I'd just like to add a few thanks. Obviously, Carcanet and Michael Schmidt, who must be Earth's best poetry man. Also Bill Manhire and Fleur Adcock for their kindness. Dave and Irene for a quiet caravan in Lincolnshire. My brother Kurt, plus my friends Suze, Leslie, Patty, Mikey, and in one case Jamie Vardy and the Esperanto Society of the United Kingdom. So I hope you'll buy and enjoy this book, free of all interpretative burdens and of all need to know anything at all apart from this video about me. Which is why this little video is short and I hope slightly sweet. And as Mr. Omer says in David Copperfield, and it's the epigraph of this book, everything is like life. Grab it. Te pai katoa.